to the family of Daunte, Wright. I am so sorry that I brought the death of your son, father, brother, uncle, grandson, nephew, and the rest of your family to your home. Katie, I understand a mother's love, and I am sorry I broke your heart. My heart is broken for all of you. Earlier, when you said that I didn't look at you during the trial, I don't believe I had a right to. I didn't even have a right to be in the same room with you. I am so sorry that I hurt you so badly. My heart is broken and devastated for all of you. I pray for Daunte and all of you many, many times a day. He is not more than one thought away from my heart, and I have no right for that, for him to be in my heart. I do pray that one day you can find forgiveness, only because hatred is so destructive to all of us. And that I pray peace will always be with you and your family. Again, I am so sorry.
So that's Kim Potter, former police officer that killed Daunte Wright, somehow confusing her taser with her gun. I still don't understand that. I really don't. She's yelling taser, 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 and shoots a gun. I still don't understand this. How she did that. Like, she's a veteran with many years on the job. I believe training other officers and makes a mistake like that. I just don't get it. It makes zero sense to me. What, were you high that day? I don't know. Get in the comments, everyone. Let me know what you think. But she addressed the court there before her sentencing, and the judge sentenced her to only 2 years. 2 years for killing Daunte Wright. And to be honest with you guys, to be frank with you, you get in the comments and let me know what you think. It's almost like rubbing salt in the wound to the family, in my opinion. That's just my reaction. You hear her saying, I hope you can forgive me, because holding on to that is destructive to us all. I don't know. It really felt to me like things got flip-flopped around and she's the victim in some twisted kind of way. It almost felt like that. I don't know. Her addressing the court there, it just felt off. I don't know. Something didn't feel right about what she was saying. I don't know. Once again, please get in the comments. That's what we do on this channel. We discuss, we debate, and all that. But we're going to continue on with some of this commentary regarding all this. Let me know what you think about the sentence as well. The prosecution wanted more time. They wanted her to do a little over 7 years. But let's hear from Daunte Wright's mother.
This is the problem with our justice system today. White women tears trumps.
Wow.
Trumps justice. And I thought my white women tears would be good enough because they're true and genuine. But when they're coerced, coached, and taught by the defense attorney, I guess we didn't have a win in this at all.
So you heard her there. White woman tears trumped justice. And her white woman tears weren't enough. They weren't coached. They weren't fake. To put it bluntly, is what she's saying, that this was all a tactic by the attorneys. And I don't know, guys, get in the comments. Once again, I know I said that like 5 times. I'm just kind of shocked to see this sentencing here. And, you know, you see something like this happen, and the jury deliberates. They say guilty. The judge, for instance, in this case, the way the guidelines were looking here, I guess, was 15 years was the maximum, because she was convicted of what she could have been sentenced to, because she was convicted of 2 cases, 2 charges. first and second degree manslaughter. And I guess the way the guidelines goes in this court is the time, obviously for the more serious crime, which would be first degree. So 15 was the max on that. But I guess the judge could use discretion and say, hey, I'll only give you half, or only, whatever. And the judge goes way less than half, 2 years. And with good time, that's 16 months. As you'll see on this, picture of the jail database, her date to come home with good time and all that, as she has, 50-something days in, is April 23rd, April 24th, 2023. So a little over a year. And, she may, who knows? I'm just going to say she's probably coming home on that day with the way everything seems to be going in this case here. It really feels to me like, with this coverage and everything, it really feels to me like it got flipped around, like she was the victim of her mistake or something. Like, what, were you high that day? How can you be, as I was just saying a little while back, how can you be a veteran like that and make that kind of mistake? And I want to ask you guys a question. Get in the comments. What do you think about this? Does this flat out say to you? Do you agree with what Daunte Wright's mother said there? How do you feel about this? Her addressing the court, Kim Potter. But does this say to you that, some people's lives just ain't worth that much? Is that what you get from this? Or do you think it's strictly because she was a cop? The judge, said this was a difficult decision, Judge Chu. And basically, I guess the factors was that the judge felt that she never intended to pull her gun, to fire a shot and kill Daunte Wright. That it was never her intention. That I guess that it was an accident. But isn't that like the definition of manslaughter in a sense? I don't know. I mean, I always got to put it out there to you guys. I'm not a legal expert or anything. I don't know. 2 years just seems very a light sentence for being convicted of manslaughter 1 and 2. The judge says, in justifying it, she pointed to several mitigating factors, saying it was undisputed that Potter never intended to use her gun. Chu told the court she took into account the 4 reasons for incarceration: retribution, incapacitation, deterrence, and rehabilitation, saying retribution would be the only purpose served in Potter's case. There rightfully should be some accountability, the judge said. And Potter is a cop. How about was a cop? Because she ain't a cop no more. And, if you can't distinguish a taser from a firearm, well, we've been over this. I'm sure everyone has seen this broke down in the news or in videos or on podcasts or wherever as this case was going on. The bright color of the taser, the weight of the taser. We've heard a lot of police officers say, the taser is on this side, the gun's on that side. The officer knows this. The weight is different, just everything. How, many police officers just could not seem to understand how this mistake was made. And then, like I said, all the while yelling, taser, 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 and then firing a gun. A cop who made a tragic mistake. She drew her firearm thinking it was a taser and ended up killing a young man, and said the case was highly unusual. And she also compared it to, Derek Chauvin, who we know killed George Floyd, and was saying, this isn't a case like that. She said, this is not a cop found guilty of murder using his knee to pin down a person for 9.5 minutes as he gasped for air. This is not a cop found guilty of manslaughter for intentionally drawing his firearm and shooting across his partner and killing an unarmed woman who approached his squad. And I don't know. This sentence doesn't make sense to me. Daunte Wright's family is very distraught. You heard his mom there. They're stunned. You know, they were asking for the max. They wanted the judge to give Kim Potter the max. The prosecutor said, how about 7 years and 2 months? And the judge said, no, 2 years. And she is in administrative segregation while, you know, since she's been incarcerated. And I guess, you know, there's no plans to move her out of there. But this is from Ben Crump, the attorney who, you know, represented the family, says, while there is a small sense of justice because she will serve nominal time, the family is also deeply disappointed there was not a greater level of accountability. The judge's comments at sentencing showed a clear absence of compassion. The victim in this, apologies, guys. The judge's comments for sentencing showed a clear absence of compassion for the victim in this tragedy and were devastating to the family. We already read what. I don't know, guys. I'm just stunned by this as well. I just did not see that coming. I know a lot of people say, Coffee, you're naive as hell. You're naive as hell talking about you didn't see it coming. I mean, listen, we know the justice system is far from fair on many levels. But like I said, the jury deliberated, said guilty, in 27 hours came back. You know, the max on the table was 15. Okay, we know the judge isn't going to hit this ex-cop with 15 years. But I mean, and we're hearing the prosecutor wanted 7 years, 2 months. In my head, I'm thinking, yeah, they're probably going to go light on Kim Potter, although they shouldn't. I mean, come on, let's face it. If me or you made a mistake like that, or any average schmuck, you know what I mean? We could go in there and cry, say whatever. And the judge citing in the judge's statement and reasoning was, oh, it was an accident. Like I just said, that's the whole reason for the charges being, as far as the law goes, what she was convicted of, that's manslaughter 1 and 2. I mean, I'm not reading legal definitions here, but isn't that more or less like an accidental death? The person was negligent, they were reckless or whatever. You know, they cost someone their life, they took someone's life. And the judge is saying that is like, what the fuck, man? But I'm thinking they got to hit her with at least 5 years, but no, she walks away with 2 years. We heard Daunte's mother. Daunte's father said he feels cheated. And you want to hear something really, really sad about all this? We mentioned the family was there, the mother, father. His baby's mother was there. I don't know if his child was present in the courtroom, but they spoke about how, you know, the child, who I believe is 2 years old. You see in this video, there's a picture of Daunte Wright holding his son. And, you know, the kid doesn't understand, and still looks at pictures of his father and says, Dada. That's some heartbreaking ish right there. Very, very sad, very sad. So get in the comments. Once again, her statement, it just felt off to me. This really has been flipped around into her almost being the victim. The court took mercy and almost felt like they took pity on her. It's mind-blowing. So tap in. Let's talk about all this. What do you feel about, Daunte's mother's statement? Let's discuss it all below in the comments. Tune in. Stay tuned, guys. A lot of content coming. Music, news, sports, current events, and all that over here on the J Coffee Talk channel. Please subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Have a great day. R.I.P. Daunte Wright.